5 minutes after 10 o'clock. Beautiful looking Friday morning. The effervescent Kelli Hart is in the studio from Ocala magazine, and she'll be talking to us about what's between the covers of the magazine. Good morning, Kelli. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. How are you?
Good. You ready for whatever? What is it now? Oh, first day, second day, third day of autumn, whatever it is.
I've got boots on, so...
Is that...
That comes with fall.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, well...
You didn't wear boots all summer long?
No, I do. I wear my Uggs sometimes in the summer just because you can wear them. They're pretty versatile, so you can wear them at all times. But I think that's one of the things that women really look forward to. I guess women that really kind of enjoy the change of
I've noticed
fashion.
It too.
It's really nice just to be able to wear some. These are moccasins. I got them at the
I
moccasin
like them.
store.
Yeah.
Over,
oh, really?
Yeah, across from Target.
You know the ones I like? I don't know what they call them, but they have like fur at the top of them. I don't know if they're appropriate in Ocala, Florida, but they looks like they would be used in like Alaska or something.
Well, I don't think there's any rules. I think you can wear whatever you want. Just understand that you're probably going to sweat to death if you opt for something that's meant for maybe up north. But some things are just cute, so we struggle through.
Do you have any fur?
No,
or you
I don't.
Faux fur, or whatever they call it?
I don't. I'm not a fur.
You don't like the fur look?
I don't. I'm not big on the fur look at all.
Do you know what we found? There's a store in Ocala called the Wildwood Mall. Have you ever gone to this place?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Oh, I love it too. But you know what we saw in there is one of those, like in the old days when ladies would wear these minks and they still had the head on them, like the animal.
Oh yeah.
I saw one in there.
Gross.
In fact, I saw two in there.
That's gross.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that.
It'll be a Halloween thing now.
I wouldn't do that at all. Yeah, and it's really, I mean, it's expensive, and so there was a time. It was funny. We had a discussion once at the magazine about fur because obviously there are those that are against sacrificing animals for the sake of fashion and that type of thing. And so we brought up the subject of, well, what if it's a vintage fur? So what if the fur is like 100 years old? The animal had already been by this time, so
it would have been dead anyway.
Yeah, it would have been dead anyway. So then does that make it okay? Or I don't know. I'm not really much of a fur person, so it doesn't really matter to me, but I'm not gonna like condemn someone who opts for fur. It's to each their own kind of thing. So I wear leather, so I mean, really, what's the difference?
Yeah.
You eat meat. So, and I eat burgers a lot, so what's the difference, right? I love the studio. It's really nice for Halloween and decorated, which is funny because what I want to talk about today is actually Christmas.
Really?
Yes.
3 months from today.
3 months from today. Well, every year I do Operation Feed 100.
Oh, right.
So this will be our 5th year doing it. And this year, Ocala Magazine and I have partnered.
5 years already.
5
That's hard
years.
to believe.
I know. We'll be in our 5th year.
Good for you.
So it's really exciting.
Yeah.
And it's just grown so much every single year. Not just the number of people, sadly, who attend. We don't really like to see that number grow,
That's true,
obviously.
Yeah.
But what that means is that the people that really do need it are hearing about it, and so they're utilizing it as a resource on Christmas Day. And the number of volunteers and businesses that are getting involved is growing. And so I sat down with Linda, and Ocala Magazine is going to partner with Operation Feed 100 this year in an effort to really try to reward the people that want to help sponsor and help make Ocala Operation Feed 100 possible through the way of advertising. So when people become a sponsor of that event, in the past I've kind of blasted it on Facebook so people know who to thank and who's making this possible. And some years we were able to afford shirts that have the Operation Feed 100 logo and the sponsors on the back. So not every year has that been a possibility. Obviously, we're not going to take money that people give us to feed people and buy T-shirts. So it was
makes sense.
Are you going to donate these shirts or contribute them? If not, we weren't able to have them. But this year, we've decided that Ocala Magazine is really going to get behind Operation Feed 100 and provide people an opportunity to sponsor it. And then, in return, not only are they helping, but they are getting to have some advertising in the October and November and December issues. So it's really nice because I've never had the means to...
I'm surprised that this is the first year that's happened. I thought this was always the case.
Well, this is my second year so really my second Christmas per se, I guess, at Ocala Magazine. And so we've had a chance to really sit down and talk about it, and the magazine, and Linda has had an opportunity to really learn about what it was. And so in hearing a little more about it throughout the year and after last year's, that's when she realized this is something that Ocala Magazine wants to get behind and support, obviously. And in doing so, now it allows for me to really help our sponsors have an opportunity to not just help, but to get some recognition too, which, you know, a lot of businesses, they'll hand me that check every year and they're like, Kelly, we're not really doing this for marketing purposes or for recognition. But at the same time, it's important for me to tell Ocala, these are the companies that are giving back to the community and helping those less fortunate. So if provided an opportunity to support those businesses, obviously, that's who I would recommend.
So how do you find the people who come to eat?
Well, the first year, it was just kind of, you know, going downtown, you know, the few weeks prior, and I had some little flyers that I had printed up that said, you know, meet here this day and this time or whatever, and we just kind of took a shot in the dark.
What was go before that, the genesis for you? What took place in your brain that made you say, gosh, I want to do something about hungry people?
I just decided when Lily was really small, I guess she was maybe, I don't know, 3 or 4, something around there. I just decided that I wanted to get involved with something while she was little, and that we could create and kind of go to and make part of our tradition. And I thought, you know, I think Christmas is a great opportunity because kids get so wrapped up in the gift getting and all of the fascination of Santa Claus and those types of things that they really lose sight of what Christmas is all about, which for me, of course, is fellowship with people and giving more so than getting, and then, you know, obviously Jesus Christ. So I thought, I can create something, what can I do? And so when I came up with the idea, like most of my ideas, it was very last minute. So somewhere around,
but the first year you got 100 people, didn't you?
Year. Yeah, and it was kind of like this time of year when I started thinking, what can we do? I thought, oh, the holidays are coming up, and I thought, okay, I'm just gonna raise enough money to give 100 meals to 100 people that need it. And so every year, more people have gotten on board, and we've outgrown already 3 facilities.
You've done more than 100, so it's
last year it was, I think the count, and Savannah's Catering helped us last year. You know, every year what I've tried to do is reach out to a different restaurant or catering company, because I don't want to put the burden on any one person, because it's Christmas Day. It's not a couple days prior, you know, it's literally them giving up their Christmas Day. So I've not wanted to put that burden on one person. And so every year I've, you know, kind of reached out to somebody new and asked them to pitch in, and no one has ever said no, which is pretty
Chinese.
awesome.
I don't think they care.
Yeah, you're probably right. Like, we'll do it every year. What's Christmas? So last year, Savannah's Catering reached out and they said, you know, we've heard about this event. We want in. What can we do to help? They were such an integral part of that being so successful. And in fact, right immediately after, as we were cleaning up and throwing out the trash, they said, we want in next year. So Savannah's Catering is giving up their second Christmas. And I say giving up, but really, they're not, but in my world, I feel like they are for something that's so special to me. So, but so they're on board again this year, and they told me last year they kind of did a little head count of the plates that they were able to serve, and it was like 330 something.
Wow,
pretty amazing.
So Feed 100 is just a name now.
Yeah. So it started out as Operation Feed 100 because that was my goal, was to meet and feed, you know, 100 people. And, you know, obviously now it's just grown. So it's kind of the namesake, but yeah, 300 people.
The saying, give a man a fish, eats for a day, teach a man to fish, eats for the rest of his life.
Right.
It's not from the Bible, from what I understand. Somebody made up. It's a good saying, though.
It's a great saying, yes.
Okay, so have you had any, and I'm not saying that in feeding somebody you're not teaching them, but has anybody been moved in the years that you've done this? It's only 5 years, and they've come to you and said, gosh, that was such a wonderful thing that I decided, gosh, I'm going to change my lifestyle. Because a lot of times it could be just a change of mind. Not always. I know some people are truly handicapped, so they can't ever do anything.
Right.
But
I know that I get, the biggest feedback that I usually get when people come out and they volunteer for the first time, they're so overwhelmed with the feeling of giving. And on that particular day, there is no, you know, I'm the mayor of Ocala and I'm the homeless man you see on the bench. I mean, we're all there together. And so when people come in, we give them hugs. I feel like it's my family Christmas. So anybody that's there that day is a part of my family on that day. And in my family, when you walk through the door, it's, hey, I love you, you know, hugs and kisses and all that kind of stuff. And it is that way. And I make sure that every single person that walks through that door feels like they are welcome, like they're our guest. We serve them. You know, they get hugs. When I go up to talk to them, you know, I make sure to, you know, put my hand on my shoulder.
So where do you want the statue to go?
Well,
This is what I say. Okay, you can make this decision now. Like 60 years from now, what will you be? 90? Are you 30?
I'm 36.
Okay, so you'll be 96. So 60 years from now, you'll be 96 years old.
Wow, okay.
It'll be the 65th anniversary of Feed 100, right?
Right.
And the mayor of Ocala at that time will unveil the new statue of Kelli Hart, because you started this whole thing, and you're probably feeding 100,000 at that point.
Oh, gosh.
Okay. So you want a nice statue.
Sure. Well, and you want it looks really pretty.
And you want a nice location.
Yeah.
Where do you want it?
Gosh, I don't know. Maybe the library.
At the library.
I don't know. I really don't know. Ocala Magazine, maybe.
Did it make you
know.
uncomfortable with the question?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't even imagine
Really?
the statue. My goodness, I can't even imagine it.
No, I know, but I can. You know what? And I see this with everybody who does great things. I mean, we have so many people who do great things, which is so contrary to what the news makes you think. The news makes you think that everybody's out to cut somebody else's throat.
Sure.
Because those are the people who make the news.
Right. Well, I've gotten the only complaints I've ever really gotten, and they've come anonymously.
You've gotten complaints about this?
I have, believe it or not. I've gotten some complaints. And it was really in the first year or two. I think now people are over it. They understand their complaints aren't going to stop me from doing a good thing.
What are they complaining about?
Well, I've gotten complaints that I do it for notoriety, which...
so therefore be uncomfortable with the statue idea.
I guess. No. But so I've gotten that complaint, which that kind of stuff doesn't slow me down.
It is how we honor people who've done good things.
Right.
Hey, by the time you're 96, you deserve this, okay?
Oh my gosh, yeah. If I'm 96, I'll take my statue.
You'll be 96.
I'll scooch over and I'll...
60 years from now, we're going to live to 150. It's going to be the average.
That'll be
average.
great. That'll be awesome.
So.
Yeah, and then the other complaint is, you raise all this money and then you're only able to do something on one day. Wouldn't it be great if you were able to do something every day or all year long? Yes, it would. I would love to just...
But didn't you tell me a story once about starfish? Didn't I hear that from you?
You told me the story.
Oh, I told the starfish story?
Yes.
Well, I heard it from somebody else.
Yes, you did. I mean, I'm one person, and I think my point in Operation Feed 100, besides the actual being able to serve and help the people in my community, is to prove that it really only takes one person. Hey, there's 365 days in a year, so I'm doing my day.
There you go.
So there's my challenge.
100
so I
people.
need 364 other people
Just
to step up to the plate.
fact that you pick Christmas, somebody else can pick,
any
September
day.
25th.
Make sandwiches and go out downtown and find your homeless people and, give them a Capri Sun and a sandwich. I don't know what your thing might be, and it might not be homeless. It might be children or, a literacy, passion for literacy or something. So, find your one thing, because all it really does take is one person. And, to at least say, I'm going to start spinning the wheels. I don't mean to say I could do this thing alone, because without all of the people that have come together to help me, goodness, they would have been getting peanut butter and jelly or ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
If it were
what I used to like about, in the Jerry Lewis telethon, I used to like when 7-Eleven would present the check. Here's why. Because when another corporation would present the check, they would say, "Here, Jerry, here's the check from the such and such corporation. And here's the check from the such and such." But 7-Eleven would always say, "Here is a check from our customers."
Oh, that's fantastic.
Because they realized, just like you're realizing, that 100 people you're feeding it's because of all the people who you attracted to the cause.
Sure.
Same thing when we raise money for the Literacy Council or for anything else. We're sitting out there with the accordion and the mandolin. We're not putting much. Well, Robin puts money into the accordion case, but most of it comes from the average person putting $1 or $2 or $20 in there.
Right. Well, and I mean, I picked Christmas Day, and I understood in picking Christmas Day, it may likely result in no one wanting to volunteer, no one wanting to spend their Christmas Day away from home and their family to serve our homeless and less fortunate. And I've just been amazed at the amount of people that are like, but that is what Christmas is about. And most of those people there are faith-based people like myself. So they get the idea that that is what Christmas is about.
So do you do other things besides eat? Do you have a tree? Do you have a gift-giving thing? Do you have singing?
Yes. In the last few years, we've had...
Do you need an Oompa surprise? Do you need anything?
We've had Santa Claus. We have a DJ that comes every year, and so there's always Christmas music and dancing and fellowship. There's toys. They leave with hygiene products and coats and blankets. I mean, every single year we have been able to not just provide them the day, but when they leave, to provide them and prepare them for, if we can, meals for the next few days, warmth, a way to, we're trying right now to get our hands on some backpacks, because that seems to be the one thing every year they ask, do you have backpacks? Because obviously that's their home, that's their car, that's their everything they own, that they have to carry the weight of these things literally on their backs all day, every day, and to do so without having something like a backpack to make it easier for them. So my goal this year is to find a resource that I can get. I still want to get a quality backpack, obviously, because I want it to last for them, and to try to find it at a really reasonable rate so I can get more, or if there was generosity there to donate, that would be amazing.
Does the name Patrick Hadley, do you remember Patrick Hadley? I don't know if he's still in town. Patrick Hadley was a gentleman who started a group called Mad Dads.
Oh, okay.
And he was such a wonderful influence on this community. And he had a good relationship with us at the radio station. And somebody broke into a shed. We had all these sleeping bags. He was going to take the kids on some camping trip or something. He was doing similar to what you're doing. And somebody stole the sleeping bags. So he came on the radio and he said, I'm so heartbroken that somebody stole the sleeping bags. And like within a week, he had more sleeping bags than he started with. He had so many people who responded to his... That's awesome. And he wasn't even asking, really. He was just saying, I'm so disappointed.
Well, God works wonderfully.
So maybe mentioning the backpacks.
Mentioning the backpacks, if you don't put it out there, I believe that if you want something, you have to ask for it, or you're definitely not going to get it. And so I put things out there like that. Yesterday I reached out to my friend Tony, who's the general manager at Automax, and I said, hey, Operation Feed 100 is coming up again, and I literally didn't even have to go, continue on, and he said Automax is in. Come by, pick up a check. So when I leave here, that's where I'm going. He's like, come by, pick up a check. It's these community partnerships and people that believe in the community and like the idea that when they give me a check, it's going back to this community and not, a corporation or a bunch of, chair people that kind of take their cut. And then, those types of things are happening. And so it's really awesome. Last year I ran into a situation where there was someone trying to kind of intervene with someone who was helping me to try to slow the thing down, and in doing so I think I gained momentum, because when someone sees someone,
why do people have a negative attitude towards something so beautiful?
if there's good people, there's bad people. So there's ugly and in this world, and you just have to accept that there will always be the people that will try to hurt what is good. That's just life. So not letting it slow you down, and really just seeing it as a challenge. And so I love the fact that people have supported it, and I love that Ocala Magazine is behind it. It's so awesome.
Kelli, we'll take a little break. We'll be right back. Kelli Hart is here from Ocala Magazine, and she's talking about something she's passionate about, which is the Operation Feed 100 program. 5 years now.
Yes.
Right? Going to be this Christmas, right?
That's right.
And if you want to help, I want to find out, and don't tell me now. I want to find out how much it costs to sponsor just one person to eat.
You got it. Okay,
how much does it cost to feed one person? We'll be right back.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. For today, a mix of clouds and sunshine with a thunderstorm around from late morning on, the high 86 to 90. Then partly cloudy tonight. There may be a shower or thunderstorm in spots near the coast, although tonight 70 to 74. For tomorrow, partly sunny skies with a thunderstorm mainly during the afternoon hours over the interior, the high 86 to 90. Sunday, more clouds and sun with a shower or thunderstorm around in the afternoon, high 86 to 90. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
If you're anything like I was, the thought of getting older was the last thing on your mind. But here we are. For me, it started slowly. The lack of energy, never being in the mood. And when I was, I could never perform at my best. I tried the pills and other treatments with minimal results, and all but given up on my sex life. Then I found the doctors at New Male Medical Center. Wow, they made a new male out of me. Feel like I'm 25 again. I have renewed vigor, so much more energy, and no longer worry about my performance. New Male treated me like my situation was one of a kind, with a custom treatment plan that really works. I feel great. They can create one for you too. It does not matter if you suffer from low testosterone, erectile dysfunction, or just want to last longer. New Male will help you.
Call New Male Medical Center today at 352-404-4779. 352-404-4779. That's 352-404-4779. It will change your life. 352-404-4779.
Good credits, bad credits. It's none of our business because we're not an auto dealer. We're not a bank. We're not your mother. We're OcalaForSale.com. Marion County's marketplace for cars, trucks, and SUVs. We've got thousands of sellers standing by to take your call. No middleman. But hurry, don't walk, don't run. Just sit down and log on to OcalaForSale.com. Prices and inventory change daily. Offer does not include dealer upcharge. Undercutting, rust proofing, factory surcharge, or delivery fee. See website for details.
Do you have areas that have started sagging or drooping? Is what you're looking at not quite the same as it was years ago? Are there enhancements you've been putting off? Is there serious damage you need fixed? Then call on us, Damage Control Services, when your roof is sagging and the drywall is drooping after a storm, or your home just needs some enhancements. From damage repairs to new construction, Damage Control Services is here to help.
26 minutes after 10 o'clock. Thank you for tuning in. Kelli Hart is here from Ocala Magazine, and 3 months from today is Christmas Day. And 3 months from today is the day that you will be feeding hundreds of people. Not 100, but hundreds.
Hundreds
plural.
of people.
How many, I can't ask you a specific number, I'm sure you wouldn't know, but are a lot of them children?
I would say probably about 10% of the people that show up are children.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And I think that we run a risk. There are way more families in need with children than are represented the day of the event. The biggest issue, there's a lot of homeless people that will not make their presence with their children known because they're so afraid that if they are recognized as homeless with children, that DCF will get involved and remove the children from their home. So a lot of families that are homeless remain very, very private. They're very protective of letting people know that they're homeless. So what we do find are moms that will come and say, hey, can I take 2 plates to go? Or, there's, like last year we had several piles of clothing arranged in, adult women and man and then children sizes and such. And so we noticed those things were leaving, but
there weren't children.
But there weren't children there.
Right,
so,
right.
And there are the people that say, how do you know when people come and they take the food that they're not trading it for cigarettes? Or how do you know that if they're not taking a backpack that they're taking it and selling it for $5 for drugs or something? And I don't know that.
No, of course not.
I don't. And it's really not for me to know.
No,
it's not. For
that
me
is
to
crazy
know.
to even.
So
that is just part of it.
Right.
Anybody who does charity work knows that some of the people are going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, I don't see myself as enabling the people that come in any way, shape, or form. My intention is to serve them and to love on them and to, really just be a person for them that feels like family on Christmas Day, so that they don't have to spend that day alone, by themselves. And I wish I could provide that type of environment for them every day, but obviously it's unrealistic. I can only do my one day. But to say, well, what if these people come in and they're using this stuff for other things? I can't be the person to, be the ruler of those types of things. I just have to know that our intentions are good, and then if someone leaves and uses something for bad, then I guess that's what they'll have to answer.
There was a story out of the city of San Francisco where the homeless situation there has become so bad that they now have allocated money to do something about it. And one of the suggestions, which I think is a really good one, is based on the fact that when you spend $100 million, let's say, on a project, so you have homes for homeless people, okay. That project, and the word projects, what comes to mind when you think about living in it? Why wouldn't you want to live in a project?
Well, you think about...
Typically because of, one word, crime.
Crime.
Yeah.
Yeah, feeling unsafe.
Right, and so the concern is, okay, we're going to build these projects, and people are going to be living. 9/10 of them are good people, or 99 out of 100 people are good, and that one person is going to be a drug dealer or a murderer or something like that.
Right.
So they've got a no tolerance policy for the. Oh, you're kidding.
I know.
They've got a no tolerance policy.
Right.
So anyway, so.
Well, I want to encourage everyone who wants to learn more about Operation Feed 100 to like us on Facebook. So go to Ocala Magazine on Facebook and like us. We'll start pumping information out there. Likewise, you can email me. It's Kelli, Kelli, at ocalamagazine.com. Get involved, be a sponsor, and help Operation Feed 100.
You're awesome, Kelli. Don't let anybody ever get you down. You know what Billy Joel used to say at the every end of every concert?
What?
Don't take any from anybody.
I like that. I like that.
Thank you, Kelli.
Thanks.
Why don't you love me like I know you could? Congress and give up his seat at the end of October, according to aides in his office. At the United Nations, the Pope getting